Guys, you know what? I wanted to talk about the ways that God has led me to bless people. Now, some of you might be thinking, well, you just want to show off. You just want to you know, have people say, oh, look at you. Let's pat you on the back. Look at you. Look at what you're doing. You're such a good person. No, I am not. I am not making this video because I want people to pat me on the back and say, oh, good for you. You're such a good person. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to gloat. Gloat. Okay, you spell it like this. G for George, L for love, O for open, A for apple, T for Tom. Gloat. Gloating is when you're showing off and you're saying, oh, look at me. Look what I've done. No, I'm not gloating. Okay, I'm not trying to gloat. I just want to tell you guys how blessing other people has blessed me, because I want to show many of you out there who don't like to bless other people, people who are stingy, that it is very important to bless other people, and also for what it will do to you spiritually and in other ways. Whoa, my umbrella, guys. Okay, it's raining out here and the wind is really strong, so if you happen to see it, then you'll know why. If you see my umbrella, then you'll know why. Okay, so how giving has blessed me. Okay, and then at the end of this video, guys, I would love for you to post what you have done for others and how it has blessed you. So okay, sorry guys, my umbrella, yeah, the wind is blowing it backwards, so I've got to put it in front of the camera sort of in order for the umbrella to pop back into position. So like, guys, every single time I bless somebody, okay, it's normally because I'm just driven to do it, because it's always something I've had in me since I was a little girl. I've always loved that, giving and things like that. And a lot of you listening to this are the same way, right? You have always been driven to give. No matter what that is, you've always been driven to give to people. So, whether I do it on my own or it's God telling me. By the way, a lot of the times when you give, it's actually God giving you an idea, only you don't know it. Other times it's just your idea. But other times it will be God, only you won't know it. I know because God has revealed that to me. Okay, so there was, okay guys, the umbrella, the wind is blowing really strong and I'm trying to just hold it still. So, okay, I don't want, my fingers are like kind of sore. Not sore, but I'm holding onto the umbrella so tight that my fingers are digging into the metal from the umbrella. Okay, so now I'm okay because the wind has calmed down. Okay, so yeah, so blessing other people has blessed me, and I don't know how to explain what it does in my heart. It just, you know what it does. For those of you who do give to people, you know what it does to you. So I feel the same way, right? You just feel good. You feel happy because you have fulfilled a need, even if it's a small need. You have done something for somebody or a family or even an animal, guys, because God loves animals, right? You have done something for a person or an animal that has made a change, a difference, big or small, right? The change can be big and the change can be small. Doesn't matter. The person or the animal will still feel. Okay, I'm kind of keeping quiet at times because big trucks or small cars making noises passing by, I'm just afraid you may not be able to hear me. So whatever you are giving, the person or the animal, they will also feel blessed. They will feel, like when I say they feel blessed, they feel joy. They feel joy and they get blessed. When you bless somebody, okay, their spirit gets blessed, meaning you fill the person with hope. You fill the person with hope because they're like, wow, there are good people still left in the world. I will give you an example of the way I've blessed a few people. Okay, so then one time I was at this church and I just, at the end of, I was at the church and at the end of the service, or was it at the beginning, but it doesn't matter. I approached this person, an elderly person, and I had a certain amount of money on me, and I went over to them and I said, I had it in an envelope. And I walked over to them and I said, hi. I knew them. I already knew them. I said, the Lord wants me to give this to you, right? Because the Lord was telling me to give that to this person. So they said, okay, thank you. And so at the end of the service, I gave them the envelope at the beginning, and at the end of the service, they approached me and they said, thank you so much. I can't believe this. I was needing this. And I said, oh, really? And they said, yes. And I said, okay, well, that's good. And then they said, well, I was needing it because I needed to buy a diabetic. What are those things called, guys? The diabetic meters or something that reads your sugar. I don't know how they're called or what they're called. So they were telling me that they were needing the funds to buy this diabetic device, but they were short in funds. So I had provided for them the majority of the money, and they told me that they were expecting an amount of money from somebody, right? So then they said that the amount of funds that they were going to be getting from this person would complete how much it would cost to buy the diabetic this device. And I said, wow, that's amazing. That is so cool. I'm so happy. Well, I'm glad that now you will be able to get this, what you are needing. And they're like, okay, well, thank you very much. And I said, thank you very much. So then, so that was one way, right? And that made me feel so good because, guys, you are actually giving something to somebody, right, that they're needing, and you don't even know. And that's obedience, right? That's obedience, because when you follow what God is telling you to do, you fulfill the need of someone who is needing at that hour. Okay, then there were so many, guys. I mean, that's just what I've been doing for years. And I say this because it's what the Lord, like the moment 7 years ago when I rededicated my life to Christ, that's when I really got radical about giving. Because before that, I used to give, but I was not consistent. I wasn't even tithing. I wasn't tithing or giving offerings. I would give here and there, here you go, there you go, and that's it. Once in a while. No, you don't live like that. You have to. God tells you, like, guys, I've always believed in the Lord Jesus, but I really became crazy radical for him when I rededicated my life to him. That's why I'm radical in everything that I do. I do not care who hears what I have to say. But when you have the funds, when you have the funds to help other people and animals in the way that you know you should, then you do it. That's how I do it. Okay, I don't care if people listening to this say, oh, you're showing off. No, I don't care what you say. I'm telling you because there are a lot of stingy people who have money and who do not like to give. They don't give even half a cent if it existed. This is the reason why I'm saying what I'm saying. People who are stingy need to learn how to give. I know of some Christians, very good people, really good people, but they were never like, it's not that they weren't taught, because they know that tithing and giving offerings is a must. These are staunch Christians, but they never allowed themselves to allow God, that's not how you say it. They never allowed God to develop in them the ability to give freely, with joy in your heart, willingly, and just freely as saying, yeah, here you go. You never say no. You just always say yes to those who are in real need. That's the kind of heart the Lord has given me now. Like, I just, if I know of somebody or an animal who has a need, I will give. And it never bothers me. So it's good to have to allow the Lord to transform your heart in this way. Okay? Because I can't stand stingy Christians. I can't stand it. I knew of someone like that a few years ago. They were staunch believers, but they did not believe in tithing. They knew. I told them, I said, do you know that tithing and offerings is a command? They're like, yeah, but you don't tithe. Yeah, I know. So, I mean, guys, you cannot expect God to bless you if you do not want to give back to him what belongs to him. It all belongs to him. Not only 10%, all of it belongs to God. So don't come here about how you're a Christian and you don't believe in tithing, or you do believe in tithing, but you're too stingy, or you're too much of a coward to give. Because anybody who doesn't do anything for the Lord is a coward. You're a coward. That's what you are. Cobarde. That's how you say coward in my language. I'm from Ecuador, okay, Spanish. Cobarde. That's what you are, coward. Okay, so give. So, no, where was I? I forget where I was. Oh, I was talking about some friends that I have. They're really good, staunch Christians, believers, but it was so difficult. They just didn't, they never started the practice of tithing, and they did finally, just recently, and they told me they were so scared because they're not used to it. They're not used to it, but you know what? They did it. And you know what? I know of some Christians who were blessed with a huge amount of money. And I told them, you need to tithe from this. And they were so scared. I said, also, you need to give an offering, which is something of your choosing. Whoa. Oh, okay. And wait a minute. I think it stops the raining. So I'm going to bring down this umbrella. So I'm hoping people that are watching me don't think I'm crazy, but that's okay. It's okay to be crazy for God. So what was I saying? Yeah, so some friends that I have who were just, one particular friend who was just blessed, right, in a big way. They were so afraid to tithe and to give an offering, and they told me they were just really, really afraid. I said, you know what? Just do it. Because after all, you are serving the living God. He was the one who gave you this huge financial blessing, right? You have to understand that this money came from Him. So now you have to trust Him. You have to give back what belongs to Him. And then they said, okay. So then on a Sunday, or was it on a weekend? No, during the week, they emailed me and they said, Nancy, I did it. I was scared out of my mind. I hesitated. I fought and I fought. Oh, I really, really fought. I didn't want to do it. But oops, hold on, guys. If I moved the camera, sorry, because I'm in the middle of, see this here? Sorry, guys, that's my umbrella. So I was trying to close it and trying to put on my sunglasses at the same time. I was trying to close my umbrella and put my sunglasses on at the same time. See, there I go again, moving the camera. Okay, anyway, so that's why I accidentally tilted the camera or moved it. So after my friend told me how much they were struggling with giving, I told them, they said, but they did give. They were sitting there in church and they were struggling, fighting with themselves, debating as to whether they should give the money. But then they took the money and gave, and they said they felt so good, they felt free. They said they felt free, and they have never experienced that before. And I told them, you know what? You are so obedient. You are so, God is so proud of you. Okay, you are a real Christian, because although you were not used to giving, you wanted to do this for the Lord because you wanted to live the right way. You wanted to honor Him with how He just blessed you. And I said, now you're going to see how things are going to turn around for you. Because right now, this friend, they were really struggling, right? And with the funds that they've received, their life is now turning around. You see? See, this person, actually, they have their own business, but they weren't really making any money. And they were not tithing or giving offerings from whatever they were making from that little tiny business. But even though they were not tithing from that money, the Lord gave my friend this financial blessing in order to give them an opportunity, a chance to tithe, right? So that their situation would change. God gave this person these funds in order for their situation to change. But the Lord also expects for this person to tithe, and that's what they did, right? Because God wants their life to continue to get better. See, if God gave my friend this money, and then they started, they expanded their business with these funds, but refused to give, to tithe or give offerings, God would make sure to close the doors of heaven so that this friend would not get blessed. But because my friend chose to be obedient, even through their fear, with what, with the little that they still have, okay? Because the amount of funds that they received is enough for them to expand their business, right? It's not enough to make them wealthy yet. It is enough to expand their business. So if my friend had chosen to just expand their business or to do whatever with the money with no intentions of never tithing or offerings, that money would be spent, and they would end up in the same position as before they received the money, which was in poverty. All right, so that is the seriousness of tithing. So now my friend is on the way to becoming more successful in their business. Okay, so yeah, so like, okay, I'll give you another example of when I bless somebody. The one that I was trying to remember, I don't remember what it was. I don't know what it was. I was trying to remember it earlier. Don't know what it was, but I'll think quickly. Okay, so there's another time at a church that I was attending where I decided to go downtown to Chinatown, and I went to my parents' favorite in Kensington Market. What a wonderful place. I went to my parents' favorite fish store where they sell like really wonderful, amazing, yummy seafood and fish and all kinds of stuff, and it's good stuff, right? Nothing, not farmed, okay? It's all, like stuff from the ocean, right? Nothing's farmed, really healthy for you. So I went there, okay, and I found out that there was somebody who had bare cupboards in their house, like in their kitchen. They had no more food, nothing for their family. So I felt really bad. That's why I went down there. And so my mother and I went down there and we bought some things for them. And then the following Sunday I went and I brought these things to my friend, and my friend was like, wow, thank you so much. But the thing is, my friend hadn't told me that they didn't have any food in their cupboards. I did find out. I just don't know how. But it was not through a person. I'm pretty sure it was through God, because I know that I just get these promptings to go and do something. So I guess that's what I'm trying to say. That's how I found out. I found out that somebody, or what I want to say is I found out that my friend didn't have any food in the cupboards after I bought them the food. Because when I gave them the food, that's when they told me that their cupboards were bare. That's what I wanted to say. That's how I wanted to word my statement. So then I went to the church the following Sunday and I gave them the food, and they said, well, they can't believe it because they had nothing in their cupboards and they didn't know how they were going to feed their family. And I said, well, God has a way of speaking to other people in his body for the sake of other people that he knows are needing. So this is what happened. And if I hadn't been obedient, my friend would have gone without food. And they went, guys, they had enough food for the month. Okay, so that really made me feel good because somebody's family didn't starve, right? And they were okay for the other month. They were struggling for that particular month because maybe they had some kind of financial crisis, not a crisis, but maybe they had to divert whatever funds they get. They had to like divert it other places, like whatever funds they get. Maybe they had to spend everything and they didn't have anything for food left, right? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, but guys, also let me tell you about when we are disobedient. Like I've spoken about this in another video. So one time at church, at this one other church that I was at, God was telling me to give away a pair of boots that I had just bought from Sears. And these boots were really beautiful, guys. They were like a gorgeous wine cherry, beautiful color, and they were suede, pure suede. They were a wedge heel, about maybe 2 inches, and they went up to just beneath my knees, maybe like 2 inches beneath my knees. That's where the boot, like that's how where the boot ended, right? Or whatever. That's how tall it was. So then I bought these boots from Sears that I really loved, and so when they came in the mail, I was so excited. I took them out of the box. I went to the mirror at the front door and I put them on and I was trying them on and everything. And then I'm like, what? They don't even look nice on me. What's going on here? But they're so beautiful on the model in the ad. They were so beautiful. But why do they look ugly on me? I couldn't understand it. Everything looks good on me, guys. Just kidding. So anyway, I couldn't believe it, right? So then I took off the boots, and I think I remember, like I took off the boots and I put them away in their box, and I put them back in the closet. So then, okay, that truck that you see there, that's a mail truck. That's one of the little ones. So anyway, so then I took off my boots, I put them back in the box, and I put them in the closet. And I don't remember how many other times I tried them on, maybe like 3 or 4 times. And every time, they looked ugly on me every time I put them on, right? Because every time I wanted to try them on again, I said, okay, they're so beautiful, they have to look nice on me this time. So then I took them out of the box, went downstairs, and I got in front of the mirror, and I put them on, and again, they still looked ugly on me. I'm like, what's going on here? They're so beautiful. How can something so beautiful look ugly on anybody? So I was so disappointed, and I did this about 3 or 4 more times. Still the same results. They looked ugly on me, and I was so disappointed, but I had no intentions of giving them away. I just put them back in their box and left them in the closet. And then one day, when I was at church, I heard God tell me, Nancy, give away the boots. Give the boots away to so-and-so. And I said, Father, I can't give those boots away. They're beautiful. I don't want to give them away. Guys, it's not that I don't like giving away beautiful things. I do not have a hard time giving away anything that is of high quality, anything that I would do for myself. I do not have a hard time doing it for somebody else. When it's money, very easy for me to give. But for some reason, when it comes to things, inanimate things like items, sometimes it's hard for me to give them away. I don't know why. That's just how I am. So God told me, Nancy, give away your boots to so-and-so. So I started arguing with him in my head. I'm like, no, Father, these are beautiful, you know. Not that the person's not good enough for a beautiful pair of boots. What I mean is I don't want to give them away because I really like them. So then I was arguing with God. No, they're too beautiful. So then when I got home, you know, I'm like, okay, the Lord is telling you to give these boots away, but I can't do that. They're beautiful. I don't want to give them away. So then, guys, God told me again the following week, Nancy, give away the boots. And I said, no, Father, I like them. They're really nice. I like them. You have to give away the boots to so-and-so. And I said, Father, I like them so much I don't want to give them away. You know? I even started almost crying. Just kidding. I wasn't crying. But you know what I mean, right? They were so beautiful that I didn't want to give them away. They were so beautiful, I didn't want to give them away. So I argued with the Lord. Every time I was at church, he's telling me, give them away, and I was arguing. Guys, this went on for about 3 or 4 months, okay? So by around the third or the fourth month, you know, God was telling me still, give the boots away. I said, okay, Father, I don't want to give them away, but I'll give them away. So then the following Sunday after that, when I told the Lord that I'd give them away, I brought the boots to church, and I approached the lady, and I said, you know, God told me to give you these boots. And they said, okay, thank you. So then the following Sunday, this person approached me and they said, Nancy, my daughter was needing a pair of boots. She didn't have anything to wear. She was needing boots. And I said, oh, wow, that's so amazing. That's really good. I'm glad. But the reason, okay, hold on, guys, sirens. That's fire. That truck there, that's fire. Okay, so the reason why I went, because in my head, I was thinking, I can't believe I was being disobedient to God. Guys, so when I got home, I was like, oh no, Father, I'm so sorry. You were telling me for months and for weeks and weeks to give away the boots. But because somebody was needing a pair of boots for winter, and in my disobedience, somebody was going without a pair of boots to keep their feet warm in our Canadian winters because of my disobedience. Guys, just one thing, let me get something clear about Canada. Look here. everybody, for some reason, especially in the US, everybody believes that Canada, we are living in igloos and it's as cold as Antarctica, and we have 365 days of snow and blizzard and crazy. No, guys, we have 4 seasons here. We have summer, winter, spring, autumn. You know, we have 4 seasons. And every single year in our summers, people die because it gets that hot here. Every single summer in Canada, people die all over Canada because it gets that hot. Never a summer goes by when people don't die because of how hot our summers are. And our winters are not as cold as Alaska. I've been to Alaska. I was there for a year. Now, Alaska, that's a different story. That is crazy. And I thought I could tolerate cold. Alaska, if you have not experienced Alaska cold, you have not experienced winter. Okay, you really need to dress the way you dress in Canada for our winters. You do not dress like that in Alaska. Okay, you are looking for pneumonia if you dress inappropriately in Alaska. That's how cold your winters are up there. And our springs are gorgeous. Right now we just entered into our summers, so we're just piggybacking off of spring, and our autumns are gorgeous. Okay, so our winter, like the snow starts in November. Our winter is November, December, January, February, and the snow is still there in March, but typically it's supposed to, like, you don't normally see the snow by the 2nd week of March, but this March we had snow, like, mostly, I think, for the most of March. It's just the way things are at this hour. But anyway, yeah, so just to let you guys know, our winters are not as bad as you guys think. That's how, yeah, that's how, and now I say this with respect, that's how ignorant people are about Canada. Okay, so learn a few things about this great country. Okay, anyway, so now what was my topic about, guys? Okay, about people that, how we bless people and how it makes us feel good. So yes, guys, I was talking to God at home about how bad I felt because of my disobedience. Somebody was going out without a pair of boots that they needed for our winters. And the thing is, guys, it's not like they went without a pair of boots for 2 weeks. They went without a pair of boots for practically our entire winter. That's bad, guys. That's really bad. So I felt really bad, you know. So, and then there was another time. No, I felt really, after I felt good, you know, I felt good that the lady, her daughter received the pair of boots, because the thing is, her daughter has the same shoe size as mine. And God was telling me to give the shoes to that particular lady because he knew that he knew that she had a daughter who was needing a pair of boots, right? And so anyway, I learned my lesson. But also, before I learned my lesson, it was probably after that time or before that time, when another time somebody, I mean, I had bought myself 5 years ago. I bought myself, you know, I needed a brand new winter coat. So Sears being my favorite store, I ordered 2 pairs of coats for myself. One that reached all the way down to my my shins, and the other one, my shins. Okay, so for some of my friends who, again, because I have friends from different parts of the world who don't understand a lot of English words. Some, not a lot, but some of them, they don't understand some English words. And so shins spelled S for Sandra, H for house, I for idiot. That's the first word that comes to my mind, guys. Idiot. Okay, so S for Sam, H for house, S for Sam, H for house, I for idiot, N for Nancy, S for Sam. Okay, that's plural. Okay, shins, plural. So you put an S at the end for plural, and without only one shin is no S. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so my shins, what was I saying, guys, about my shins? I forget. Oh, my coat my big coat goes up all the way down to my shins, and the little one, which was a coat that was almost identical to the big coat, and this one came up to my thighs. Okay, they were different color.